We've been in a small house for over 40 years. The old house could only hold 8 men, and there's so much more need. And now in the 46th year, we've got this beautiful new campus building, which is just state of the art.
So our new size allows us to really serve a large portion of the population, much larger than we have in the past, and it makes us one of the larger halfway houses in Middle Tennessee.
I think people may not be exposed to the problems that the formerly incarcerated face in reentering the community. And I think if they come over and see what Dismas has to offer, they will be pleasantly surprised. They will find their personal lives enriched.
The Dismas family it's not just the residents. It's the volunteers, it's the vendors, it's the people who come in and teach, it's the community. It's truly a way to say we are family.
Dismas provides a family. Dismas provides infrastructure and support. Dismas provides a friend you can sit down and speak with. Dismas provides resources in the way of housing, food, obtaining a GED. Dismas provides assistance with clearing up past convictions that can be expunged. Dismas provides everything that your family would provide if you were fortunate enough to have a large supportive family.
And one of the things that always limited our capacity is when men finished the program, they weren't ready to leave. They needed to stabilize more. So now we also have 16 affordable housing units on the 4th floor of this building.
The men here are really turning themselves around in ways that you can't even begin to imagine. We recognize that some people may have chosen a wrong path due to circumstances beyond their control in their youth. And I believe it's our duty to assist these men in re-entering society to be productive citizens. They didn't come to the criminal justice system by themselves, and they shouldn't leave by themselves.
I'm thankful for waking up this morning because I consider every day I wake up a blessing. Getting to see a lot of my family for the first time in over a decade in Dismas House.
Hey, my name is Brandon Rice. I came to Dismas House about 3 months ago, and today I graduated and completed this program. And it's been the best thing that ever happened to me in a long time. And I just advise anybody behind me, man, just let this program work for you. You can get everything done that you need done, your legal work, everything from child support to traffic tickets. They help you take care of all of it. And for people who feel like they got substance abuse, man, we got the best programs, NA programs, AA programs. They set you up with Zoom meetings. So if you come here, there's no reason you can't complete it and feel successful in life. I've never felt so good in my life that I completed something that bettered myself and my family. They happy for me. And just, man, Dismas House, I just owe them a lot, man. I owe them more than I can pay back. And it's just a program that I advise anybody coming out of prison, or if you ain't even coming out of prison or you just feel like your life going down a spiral, man, please contact Dismas, man, because they'll help you in any way they can. They've been a blessing to me, and I just hope whoever after me that it was a blessing for them too. And I thank Dismas House a whole lot, and I appreciate everything that y'all done for me. I'm going back to Mississippi, and I have a job lined up with my brother. He's at a furniture factory. But for a couple weeks, I'm just going to enjoy my family, my children, spend some time with them, let them know I miss them and I love them. And that's pretty much it. I'm just finna enjoy life on a straight and narrow. No drugs, no selling drugs, and none of the negativity. And find people in my life that's positive. Miss K don't want me to leave. I know I don't want to leave. If it was different circumstances and, you know, I was single and didn't have children, I'll be here. And if I had the means to bring my family here, I ain't Xing it out. You know what I'm saying? I can always come here if an opportunity comes. Because my kids like it here. We lived here before, so they like it here too. So it's just, it's a new step. I'm ready for it.
Here at Crowley, we have dozens of rehabilitation programs specific to the vocational trades. We try to take each of our vocational programs and make them as positive as we can, not only for the inmate that's learning the skill, but our community as a whole outside of the prison walls. When I look at the inmates, I see men that have an opportunity to be successful if we provide them the right direction and guidance.
This song is for anybody that has to go through anything. This song is for the one that's not the champion, the one that has been trampled on, and maybe you don't have a home, and your name is unknown. You don't get enough publicity, or you're not the right ethnicity, and maybe you don't know your mother, or not as famous as your brother. This is what you got to do. See that no one means more than you, and even when you're fed up, you got to keep your head up and say that I am here, I am here, and I matter. This song is for the struggling single mother and the chemically addicted, the physically constricted, and the wrongfully convicted. I can't say I know your pain, I won't say that I do, but behind even the darkest clouds, there's a sky that is blue and the sun shines too. The toughest pressure makes a diamond, and that diamond is you. So even when you're down and out, from the highest mountain you shout, I am here, I am here, and I matter, yeah. And I matter. You got to say that I matter. You got to know that I matter. I never could dance like Michael, can't sing like Stevie. Sometimes when I speak my truth, I swear that people don't believe me. I never could dunk a basketball, can't rap like Ludacris at all. And sometimes it's just me and my songs, just staring at an empty wall. But this is what I got to see that no one means more than me. And one day when my days are numbered, headed to my final slumber, I'll say that I was here, I was here, I was here, I was here. I'll say that I was here, I was here, and I matter. and you matter too.
This is Sheriff Darren Hall. I've been involved with Dismas for over 25 years and never been more proud of their accomplishments than this year. Seeing the building come out of the ground on Charlotte gives us all kind of hope for where we're going in the world of reentry. I may be the only sheriff you'll ever meet who is trying to do away with his job. We do that by providing opportunities for people leaving our jail system back into our community. And no one does that better than Dismas. They've been there with us throughout the way. The last 10 years, we have reduced our jail population by 50%. We've done that with the help of Dismas. And if you want to think about what that means to you, the taxpayer, that equates to $59 million a year saved by not having that person incarcerated. But it's time that we help places like Dismas or they can't survive. I'm asking you to donate to Dismas to continue the work that they're doing at the Forgiveness Luncheon. Today I've been asked to introduce a man who long before he was leading our state was committed to reentry. I've seen firsthand his dedication to helping offenders reenter our society. Bill Lee has lived the volunteer spirit by giving of his time to programs like Dismas. The night he was elected, Bill Lee spoke of his commitment to reentry, and he still has that commitment today. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the 50th governor of the state of Tennessee, Bill Lee.
Hey everyone, Governor Bill Lee here. For 46 years, Dismas House has given formerly incarcerated men opportunities and resources to ensure a successful transition back into their communities. Their programs meet the needs of their residents: healthcare, counseling, legal support. Each of their residents is striving for a hopeful future. As someone who's been involved in prison mentorship and ministry, I know how important the work at Dismas House is, what it does, and the valuable support they are to their residents. Reentry programs like Dismas House allowed Robert Sherrill, today's keynote speaker, to move beyond the stigma of incarceration, be reunited with his family, and become a powerful force in our community. Robert's a successful businessman and an author, and now he gives back through a nonprofit organization that he founded, the Dream Initiative, which really stands for decreasing recidivism through education and mentorship. Please welcome Robert Sherrill.
Thank you, Governor Lee, for your kind words. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you today. My name is Robert Sherrill, and I'm a returned citizen. 7 years ago, I was released from prison and had to figure out life as a returning citizen. Redemption, resilience, and restoration. Those are three words that should surround reentry. And with programs like Dismas, those are the words that will. It's easy for people to sit back and be very judgmental about people's circumstances and situations without really taking a deep dive into the reason why they're behaving the way they are. Take a little journey with me. What would you do? 8 years old, life as you know it, fine. 2-parent household. Christmas, you got Christmas. Birthday, you got birthday cake and presents. And then all of a sudden, you wake up one day and you're moving and being shifted from life as you know it and thrust into a life that you don't know about. When I was 8 years old, my mom and my dad got a divorce. Didn't know at the time, the man that I called my dad was not really my dad, he was my stepdad. My real dad was never in my life, and he ended up dying in prison when I was 16. We moved into one of the most notorious housing projects in Nashville due to the divorce. And it was there that weekend fun turned into everyday reality. My mom used to get high on the weekend, but because we moved to the housing projects, crack cocaine was readily available for her every day. And I don't know if it was because of the divorce or what she was going through mentally, but she started to use every day. And because of that, she started to neglect me and my sister. There would be no food in the refrigerator. We didn't have clothes and shoes. The presents we used to get for Christmas stopped coming. the birthday cakes stopped being baked. I was forced to go to school and be humiliated by my classmates because I didn't have the latest shoes and adequate clothing. And so dealing with the stress of being bullied and talked about at school, I had to come home and figure out what I was going to eat for that day and how I was going to try to feed my sister. How could you go to school and pay attention when you don't know what you're going to eat when you come home? It was less about me and more about protecting my sister. So I would go out and hustle and do little odd and end jobs, take out trash and do whatever I could to get money and go to the corner store and buy, back then, chicken and potato wedges was 25 cents a piece. And that's how me and my sister would eat. I came home from school one day. At this point, I'm probably about 13, and realized that all of our things were sitting on the side of the road. It hurt, but what really hurt is that at that point as a child, I needed a hug. I needed somebody to pick me up and tell me that everything was going to be okay. And that didn't happen. My dad was in prison. My mom was not there. My aunts, uncles, nobody was there to pick me up and tell me everything was going to be okay. And my grandmama always told me if something was wrong, or we didn't have nothing to eat, or if anything happened, to come to her house. And that's what I did. And I cried the whole way there. And I told myself that I would never be broke. When I grow up, I'm never going to be broke. I cried a river and said those words to myself for about an hour as I took the detour to my grandmother's house. It was at that moment that I changed. I became calloused. My mind became seared. I didn't want to hear nothing no one had to say. I didn't want to follow no one's rules because at that moment I had to survive, and I was going to do whatever I could in my power to survive. And so I started hanging with the local crew, joined the gang, started learning how to sell drugs. And it was that I got to start making money for myself. I dropped out of school in the 9th grade, and all I did was sell drugs. I ended up getting addicted to drugs as well. And so all of my money will be used to take care of me and feed my habit. As years progressed, I began to grow in the drug business. And I went from being a street dealer to being a wholesale dealer. I would sell 10 to 12 kilos a week at my height. But all good things come to an end. I ended up getting busted by the feds, and I ended up going to federal prison and doing 5 years of my life. But it was at rock bottom that I found my purpose. It was only then that I realized that I could be more and that I didn't want to leave a legacy that my father left. It was there that I realized and had an opportunity to reflect. And I asked God, why did you send me through all this as a child? God told me, because I need you to be a steward. I need you to be a steward of your experiences. I need you to take everything, all the hurt and the pain and everything you've been through, and I need you to use it for my greater good. And he equipped me. He sent mentors and people there in the midst of that dark time in my life, because prison was very hard. Not only the bed, but it was hard. I seen people get killed. I seen people murdered. I seen people die from health reasons. I watched people get bullied. I watched people get taken advantage of. I even knew my prize cellie that got raped. So trauma begets trauma. I was traumatized as a child, and then I ended up going to prison and being even more traumatized. So think about it. After you've endured all of that, and then your release date comes, do you know psychologically what's going on? You really haven't had time enough to heal. And now you have to get out with all these uncertainties surrounding reentry. You don't know where you're going to stay. You don't know how to obtain proper health care, transportation, gainful employment. These are some of the pitfalls that come against someone like me, a returning citizen who wanted to get out and change his life. I made up my mind in prison that I was going to get out and do what I was supposed to do. You can't tell someone that I'm going to give you a second chance and really never give them a chance. That's why the recidivism rates are so high. 44% of those released will return back within the first year. That's why it's important that organizations like the Dismas House continue to thrive and operate in our communities. You can get housing, a safe place with resources, health care, transportation, gainful employment, a place to thrive and really get an opportunity of picking up the pieces of your life. It's important that we remain advocates for such an organization. Organizations like Dismas give a returning citizen like me hope. Programs like the Dream Initiative, transition pathways, the curriculum that helps returning citizens know how to navigate the system once they're back in the community. These are the type of initiatives and organizations that we should support. It was because of these type of organizations that I was able to get out and be the man that I am today. I'm the CEO of Imperial Cleaning Systems. I'm the founder of the Dream Initiative. I'm also the executive director of Impact Youth Outreach. I'm a best-selling author and award-winning CEO. And most importantly, I'm a returning citizen. Thank you. It takes a special individual to be able to rally behind a cause that neither directly or indirectly affects them. And for that, we are so grateful to have you here today. But Dismas cannot continue to operate and provide the needs of the community without your help. Dismas provides such services as mental health evaluations, basic needs such as shelter and safe living conditions, driver's license restoration, expungements, etc. But it's only through your continued financial support that we can continue to affect change in the lives of the individuals that are returning back to our community. We need you to dig deep in your heart and in your mind, as well as your pockets, in order for us to continue this work. It costs $10,000 per resident for the 90-day program. That equates to roughly $111 per day per resident. So as you can see, without you, there's no Dismas. So please, please, reach deep into your pockets today and help us continue to fund this work of such a great organization. Thank you.